to my channel. Is it Friday? Yes, I'm here to do Friday reads. I am in a lot of books. I'm going to share with you what I DNF'd and what I will be reading hopefully for next week. So, okay, here we go. First, I'll start off with my audiobooks. I DNF'd 2 books from audio. I was listening to The Perfect Girl by Gilly Macmillan, and I was listening to this for a book club. I got really far in this book. However, I could not connect with any of the characters, and the main character, she's 15 years old and she's an alcoholic, and she was driving a car and she killed people in the car, like all her friends. So I just couldn't grasp anything in this book. The POVs changed so much that I just could not concentrate. And I did listen all the way up to, I had 2 hours left and I was like, I can't take it anymore. So I am DNFing this one. So that's that one. Okay, the second book that I am DNFing, which is also an audio book. This is book 2 of a series. I am not a fan of series at all, as you all know, and I am not a fan of fantasy. Yeah, this fat book, I am DNFing it. It's The Court of Mist and Fury. I just cannot get into it. The first book was okay. I gave it a 3-star. This book, I can't get into it. I don't know if it's the audio book, it's the narration. I don't know. I'm not into it. I did get pretty far, like a little, let's see. I got up to like 200 pages and I was like, I'm not feeling it and I'm not going to continue. So I'm DNFing that one. Okay, so now that I have 2 audiobooks freed up, I need to pick another audiobook, and a 4th grader in my school has challenged me to finish the Harry Potter series. So I have till June to finish book 6. So I just downloaded this morning the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So this is book 6. I'm going to be starting it today on audio, so I have something to listen to while I drive to school and drive back home. So yeah, I did start reading it. As you can see, there's a bookmark there, but I really like audiobooks for Harry Potter because it is fantasy and I have a hard time reading fantasy. So this is what I'm reading, what I'm listening to in the car. So that's my audiobook. Okay, so on to my physical books that I'm physically reading at home. I read in the morning when I wake up, and I read sometimes at lunchtime, and I sometimes read right before I go to sleep, which it puts me out. I lay down on the couch, I read like 1 chapter, and I'm totally out. I'm like, so it's not keeping me up at night. So anyway, so the 3 books that I'm physically reading right now is a banned book week. So I picked Looking for Alaska. I'm reading this with Jen. It's on my Goodreads group. And I am reading this one. Yes, Jen, I'm still reading it. I got up to I am on page 67. So I read quite a bit of it so far. It's okay. It reminds me of the book that he wrote, Paper Towns, and I do not like the smoking in it, but I am continuing to read this, and it does have bullying, so it also reminds me of Winger. So yeah, and I liked Winger, so I am going to continue reading this one, and this is for Banned Book Week. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so here is a spoiler. I got a book in the mail, and I pre-ordered it, and I started reading it because I didn't do a haul, because it's like a very famous author, and I started to read it. So here it is. I got Stephen King, Sleeping Beauties. He wrote this with his son, Owen King. It is a huge chunk of a book. Yes. I don't do very well with big books, but as soon as this book came in the mail, I started reading it. So this takes place in a woman's prison, and as far as I can figure it out, when the women fall asleep, something happens to them and they have like nightmares and they become something else. I don't know exactly what it is yet. So this book is written very strangely. It's like the chapters are very short. It's chapter 1 and then there's subchapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in order for me to get through this heavy book, I have a bullet journal, and I got a new one. This is my new bullet journal. I just got this from Michael's. And I made a reading chart. So yesterday I sat down and I did everything. Here is my reading chart for that book. And as you can see, there is lots and lots of chapters. The book is 700 pages long, but each chapter has like 8 or 9 subcategories. So here is chapter 1, and here's the subcategories, and when you get to chapter 2, then you have other subcategories. So I could read really quickly. Like yesterday I read one little subchapter, so I dotted it in. So I'm hoping that this will help me finish the book. We'll see. It actually takes 2 pages long, so we'll see if that helps. So that is my thoughts on that book. Okay. Moving on to my other October read. September read. I'm sorry. September read. For the book club, I was reading Roanoke Girls, and I put this down to read Perfect Girls. So I have to go back to this one. I did get pretty far on this one. I got to page, I would say halfway, 105. So I read quite a bit of it. This one has incest in it, so I don't know if it's the topic that I don't like, or I don't know. I'm going to try to continue reading this. This is a library book. I do have to return it soon, so I think I might start picking this up again and try to finish it. So we'll see. I liked what I read so far until I got to that creepy part with the incest. So yeah, okay, so that's this one. Okay, what's coming up in October? October, we have 2 books for a book club, reading with Lisa. And the 2 books that she chose is The Lion Game by Ruth Ware and Blood Sisters by Jane Corey. I don't know what they are about, but I have both books and I plan to pick these up and read them in the month of October and hopefully follow along. She has a Goodreads group where you could comment while you're reading. Sorry about my throat. I have allergies or a cold and I'm like a little raspy. So yeah, so that's it. I had my bullet journal I showed you. Oh, and I've been obsessed with a traveler's notebook. So I wound up buying my first traveler's notebook. Actually, I have 2 of them. This one is a personal size, and I love the color. As you can tell, everything's purple. My favorite color. I got this traveler's notebook from the leatherquill.com. This is personal size. I'll open it up to show you. I went to the Dollar Tree and I got calendars from the Dollar Tree and I stuck them in here. This is the monthly calendar, and then I got the weekly calendar. So I plan to use this in my pocketbook, so because it's very tiny and small. And I also made my own little notebook here. And oops, I also made my own. Sorry about that. I also made my own clips to put the pens on, as you can see here. I made my little journal for my reading goals. This I made myself. I bought a big big stapler to make it. And then I made this Snoopy insert, and then it holds my pen. It's a little insert for like a bookmark, and it holds my pen. So that's in here as well. So this is what I will be traveling in my pocketbook, because every time I go to a doctor's office, I don't have my Happy Planner with me, and I get home and I have to reschedule everything. So yeah, so I got this, and then I also bought this little cute paper clip. It says Book Nerds. So yeah, so I couldn't resist. I had to buy this. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.